how do I know when I'm in ketosis, or how do you know when you're in ketosis? How did you, the first time you tried this diet, how did you know you were in ketosis?
First time I tried this diet, I had no idea what I was doing, probably like everybody else out there. And so starting on day 5, I started to have weird symptoms. So I spent a lot of time on Google, and it was really before there was a lot of information out there on the internet. So I learned there was a lot of bad information out there, but it was symptomatic. So on this channel is a video called 10 Signs You're in Ketosis, and that goes through 10 different physical signs that will help you know if you're in ketosis. So I would highly recommend that video when we finish up here today. But then I bought the pee sticks, which later I found out are only really helpful temporarily. But so I bought the urine strips because they were cheap. And that's what you used too when you started.
Yep, I used the urine strips.
And then later on, when we had been doing keto, we decided it was a lifestyle for us. We invested in a tester, a Keto Mojo testing device, and we started testing both our glucose and our ketones. And the device was very new when we purchased it.
Yes, the Keto Mojo was extremely new, and we've been lucky enough to meet the owners of the company, and just newsflash, they're awesome. So if you are interested in the Keto Mojo, we have a link to that on our website. We do get a little bit of affiliate revenue from that. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but Keto Mojo makes an awesome device. And
so one device will test both your ketone level and your blood glucose, but they are separate strips. So you do have to prick your finger twice. But that's the only way. You can also use a breath tester. Be careful with the breath tester. There's a review here on the channel where I talk about why. But you want to make sure the $30 ones are generally not really testing the right thing. We did one
early on, and we just got mixed results all the time. But yeah, and Tara talks about that on that review video.
The KetoScan Mini is what we use for breath testing. The problem with breath testing is you can't eat or drink anything within 30 minutes of testing. And sometimes that can be a struggle just to remember not to do that. But regardless, the only way to know for sure if you're in ketosis is to test. And we do recommend testing because testing can tell you a lot of things. It can tell you if you're eating right. It can tell you if that 5 or 6 raspberries you had last night affected your level of ketosis. And if you're diabetic, of course, you're checking your blood sugar. So you're already used to pricking your finger and kind of going through that process. However, we want to warn you not to chase a higher ketone level because higher ketone levels don't necessarily equate to better results. I go between 1 and like 2.2 on the blood ketone tester. On the breath tester, I'm usually between 20 and 26. I generally, unless I'm fasting for days, I generally don't go higher than that.
And you can game that system as well. Like, let's say you're new and somebody said, oh, you should go out and drink a bunch of bulletproof coffee, and like that's the way to get into ketosis. Well, that can kind of almost give you a false sense of whether you're in ketosis or not, because that can artificially drive up your blood ketone levels. What you want is your body to be breaking down triglycerides and then converting it to ketones to, that's the metabolic state that you want to be in. You don't want to be driving that ketone number with external products and then taking that as, well, I'm in ketosis, when really you're just taking external products. Because I can pop pills all day long and see ketones in my blood, but it doesn't mean that my body is converting fat to ketones by itself.
And that's the challenge with a lot of the marketing behind the drinks and the pills that you see, that they say that they put you into ketosis in 30 minutes or whatnot. Well, they elevate your levels of ketones in your blood and your body's byproducts, but your body isn't actually creating them.
Right. There's enzymatic processes that take place in your body that put you in ketosis, right? Like you're producing, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to go too deep.